Hi, I'm Carrie,
Hi, I'm Joelle.
and we are moths.
Yay.
What's a moth?
What is a moth?
A moth is a mom of furries.
What's a furry?
What is a furry?
Well, a furry is someone who enjoys personifying
Yeah.
an animal character. So there are all types of furries, but what to do if your child comes to you and says, hey, I'm a furry?
Oh, isn't that super weird, Joelle?
It's so weird. Isn't that something like
Oh
very
my
fetishy and
gosh.
X-rated?
Isn't that like bondage or whatever?
That's really weird. I'm really freaking out.
Not my child.
No, not at all.
What does it mean?
Honestly, our children came to us a year ago to tell us that they were into the furry fandom, and that's how we reacted. Like, no! So,
In fairness, we already knew our kids were pretty weird.
they're kind of weird, sort of. Anyway, so after much education from our children, we found out that what you would typically think of that population is super small percentage. It's very age appropriate, and it's a great crowd. Actually, we are at our first con. So, further confusion, San Jose 2018. What? And we're having a blast, more than we thought. We obviously were accepting of the situation because we've had some time, and so we agreed to bring the kids, and found out that we are loving it. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. And I think that part of why we're doing this is because we really didn't know what the whole community was or what the conventions would be like. And so this has all been really educational for us. And we have seen a few other furry parents out there.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, hi, Kevin. And we just really felt like something like this would have been helpful for us.
Yes.
And there's a lot of great stuff on YouTube, but there wasn't really this. Other parents who have kids that are just unique and interesting.
Sorry about the airplane noise. Okay, so
We're outside in beautiful downtown San Jose at the convention. So we just really thought that, let's put this information out there, and maybe other people want to start some dialogue with us, and we can talk about our experiences, so it maybe won't be as intimidating to others as I think we both were a little intimidated.
Oh, I was very much so. Because, your kids tell you they like it. You really don't know what to expect until you see it for yourself. This has been it's been a great experience.
Yes.
So we put together a few things just so you just need to know these things before coming. First of all, the basic rule is just don't be afraid to look. Don't be afraid to ask. It's okay. It's really okay.
It really is. Look at everything. You're not going to be the only person out there doing it.
No. Well, and there are normies around. So, for instance, this one is normally at the same time as a volleyball convention. And some people are used to it, but some people are new to it. And you can really see, and it's okay. It's totally fine. Right?
It is, absolutely. And you're going to walk around and you're going to see a ton of people in their... Sorry.
That's okay.
In their fursuits. They're not costumes. It's their fursuits because they're personifying this
their character, which is very personal to them.
Yes, and it means a lot to them. So you'll see anything as simple as those onesie pajamas to very elaborate, amazing,
beautiful, just unbelievable suits.
See, it's so hard.
It is hard. First, Hi, everybody flying over.
Right. Welcome to San Jose. So you will see anything, but that's great. I know that standing in line for registration, we saw what looked like a very young little girl, and she was in her fursuit, and she had a head in her arms and a tail on, and I loved it. It made me feel great because there are other families out there, kids out there doing it. We went to one of the panels was of live animals, so there's really something for everything. We are not furries. We are here for our kids, but we enjoyed that panel and we met someone else.
We did. Also, if your kids have fur, like ears, if they're starting, don't let them be scared to wear them here. There's not a lot of judgment, and people who've been into it for a long time seem to really welcome the newbies, the people just getting into it. Our kids, they have great ears and tails and paws. and they were so scared to bring them, because I really feel like it was because they thought, here are these experienced fursuiters, I don't want to embarrass myself. Not like that at all. Not like, this is such.
Well, I felt the same. I mean,
you
I
had
had a unicorn. I have a unicorn suit.
You should.
And I didn't bring it, and I had ears, and I didn't bring them, and next time I will, and I wouldn't hesitate. I wish I had brought them, but I didn't know what to expect. So, and again, that's part of why we're doing this video, so
Right.
you'll know what to expect, and you won't be afraid to just jump in and try.
Right. So, on that note, this is a no judgment zone. For the most part, you know, you have different personalities in any group.
I'll have to figure out how to edit that out.
Yeah. Anyway, for the most part, well, I mean, in our experience, we started talking to everybody. We're a little outgoing once we get started. Everybody was so kind, and they would explain, and trust me, I had some really dumb moments. Furry suit volleyball, anyone? Anyway.
But here's the thing,
Yeah.
I will say is I was super nervous and super intimidated by everything around me. It was a lot to take in. My own son was not able to speak. It's overwhelming. It's very immersive. There's people everywhere. And as soon as we walked up and said, "Can I take a photo with the very first person in a fursuit?" we were immediately at
welcomed.
ease. Yeah.
Because you're welcome. They, of course. Now, there are furries that don't do pictures, but all you have to do is ask, and they're kind. They're not like, "Oh, I'm sorry." No, they're just like,
Yeah, and we didn't have anyone say no.
never. And actually, not only that, but they understood our children were a little bit intimidated or overwhelmed or starstruck, if you would, and they welcomed them like arms around. Let's just do a cute. It's been phenomenal. But understand that if you're new to this, you probably don't quite get it. So as much as they're not judging you, yeah, I still don't really. I mean, I do some, but anyway, as much as they're not judging you, you don't need to judge them, because this is their community, and it's a great community. Oh my gosh.
It is.
It's just a really, just be yourself kind of community. So when you're there, if you don't understand something, ask. But don't ever look at someone with disdain or mocking or anything. Just leave that at home. Leave it at home.
Yeah, come with an open mind.
Yeah. And you'll have a blast.
We have had an amazing time. And even though, like I said, it's not me. I don't get it. I'm not a furry, but I love the community, and I love that my son wants to be a part of it, and that's great.
Yeah.
And so I think we should talk about the next item should be the elephant in the room. Like, isn't it dirty? Isn't it adult? Isn't it weird sex stuff?
Okay, so first of all, they're very, very appropriate. This is an all-age appropriate con. Now, there probably are some that aren't, but they're very explicit in their information. Sorry, again. So, when you register for a con online, which I highly recommend, don't wait to stand in that line. You don't want that.
And get your hotel room.
For sure. Do the Hilton in San Jose. What? It was just very convenient. Anyway, there are going to be panels, and there are going to be activities and just things happening, but it says 18 plus. Don't go to those. All of the other ones have been just so much fun, and everybody's just like it's like a big party with a bunch of your friends that you just didn't know they were your friends.
That's right. And nobody has said anything inappropriate to our children, and I haven't heard any more inappropriate conversations around our children than I would just in general life.
Right. Well, in fact, we saw one suit that was obviously an 18 plus activity, getting ready to like whatever, but interacting with small toddlers on a very appropriate basis. Like it was really cool.
Yeah, and also when we saw it, we kind of did this number, and then we walked away.
Okay.
So it wasn't any big deal. It's the same thing as if you're going to IHOP and you see somebody acting a little strange around your kid. You just just walk away.
Yeah, just don't be part of it.
So it wasn't in your face, and I don't think anything's been inappropriate. And in shopping at the what's it called?
Dealer's Den.
The dealer's den, there are things that are 18 plus, and they're closed in a binder
Yes.
or behind a curtain, and it says 18 plus. So you're not gonna be walking through and your kid is going to see something inappropriate or that they're not ready for,
No.
because it's all very well taken care of. They check IDs, they check
Oh,
badges.
they check badges because if you're a minor, you get a minor badge, and they check them very strictly. Yeah,
Yes.
we were surprised at that, and I like that.
That made me feel better.
Me too.
I liked it. So that was a concern, and when we told people about it, or when I told family we are taking the kids here, you know, that's the first thing everybody says is, oh, it's really counterculture, and they do dirty
Fetish.
adult stuff. It's fetish, and it's all that weird stuff. And so we took the time to educate them and explain to them that that's not it. So just be prepared though, because you know we put pictures of our kids and stuff on Facebook all the time. The pictures that we put on here, we didn't get that many likes,
No.
and that's okay. Don't care.
It's fine, because if you are open to accepting this as part of the stage that your child is in, maybe forever, you don't care about that.
Right.
And it's so much fun. Oh my gosh.
It is.
The work and there are some amazing fursuiters. It's crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
don't ever miss the dance competition.
Super, super fun.
Our kids, that was kind of the point that they really needed. That's whatever time we could make it here, regardless, just the dance competition, because of course they know a lot more about it, you know, researching and whatnot. So fun.
Yeah, and actually, when my son came to me and told me about the whole business, all of it, one of the first things he showed me was a bunch of videos on YouTube of the dance competitions, and I was sold. It looked like so much fun. There were kids in the audience. There were kids in fursuits dancing.
Yes.
And we saw that last night.
And honestly, it's so great because they are judged. It's a competition, but
But the feedback was good.
the feedback was very nice. It was a nice critique. They were honest, but kind. And some people, I guess, have been doing the competitions for a while. And I know that we heard a couple times, like, we saw you guys a few months ago, and you've really improved since then. Here's what you should do on this. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was so fun.
And so I think maybe the next topic that is really important and has been a learning for us is people are going to use terms and acronyms that you don't know what they're talking about. And that's okay. Ask. If it's appropriate in the situation, ask. You don't need to pretend like you know. And they'll explain it.
Like, very kindly. So let me just tell you, we decided we were going to go to the hot tub. We really wanted, and we had the vantage point that we could open our curtain and the hot tub was right there, which is good and bad.
It was quite a view.
It was quite a view, but we watched and we thought it was empty, so we hurried up. It wasn't, but we were welcomed as the moms, and things were explained to us, and they asked us questions, and it was a lot of fun. We learned a lot of statistics, which I will tell you surprises me. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things, sorry, you know, a lot of panels, a lot of discussions, a lot of things, but the statistics that they keep on their community is interesting. We found out about, like, the largest cons, well, the one from our hometown is one of the fastest, BLSC.
Yes, that one.
I mess that up all the time. I really have to think, like, biggest little fur con, but I got it.
That makes sense because it's the biggest city.
It
now
is
I'll get
Reno,
it.
what?
I may remember it.
Huh. Anyway, so I don't know. It's just interesting. You just don't have to be afraid to ask a question, and just admire the work that people put into this. And this is a big part of, like I said, this is a big part of their personalities and a character that they've developed based on whatever they've developed it on. You know, whatever. Just be respectful of that. Ask questions and take pictures. Have your camera ready at all times.
And just ask,
Just
can I
say,
get a photo?
Can I get a photo? Don't.
Nobody
pet.
said no.
No. Don't pet, don't touch, don't any of that without asking. And sometimes there are we're still learning the lingo. I don't know the ones that don't speak, the non-speaking furries, but sometimes they have handlers because you got to know these guys are hot and sweaty and it's heavy and they're performing, they're in character. So they may have somebody around them making sure they're hydrated and things like that. So you could ask the handler too. But we didn't get any kind of negative feedback. And if someone didn't speak, we just got actually we never got
I think, you know, that made me feel the most comfortable and the most welcome was that the fursuit folks, the furries, were inviting, and you know, they gave us a hug and they took pictures and they
go ahead.
No, just that they were so welcoming and inviting, and it wasn't strange.
Okay. I don't know if you could see this, but it's funny. It's the first time attendee. When you register, well, when you go into the line to get your badge, there are going to be tags. I guess, what do you call them?
They're
tags?
the, like, ribbon tags that you can stick on.
And some say hugs okay. Some say they, them, he, him, she, whatever.
Yeah, that one.
Which helps. Remember, that's helping somebody go through something. So just acknowledge that. First time's fun because then everybody knows you're new and they want to tell you and help you out. It's kind of fun.
Right. And you'll see if you start looking at the statistics, and our kids were explaining to us this morning at breakfast, so a lot of folks in the furry community are also transgendered, or they're gay, or you know, whatever they are that may be not typical is welcome, and it's totally okay. They can adopt whatever persona they want, and so it's great that is welcome and a part of it, and I love that. And so you be prepared that you will see boys together and girls together, and old people and young people. It's really anybody in the entire population.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you have to think, which surprised me, that this particular con, our first con, is the 20th anniversary. I mean, that's been a thing. It's becoming a little bit, dare I say it, my kid will kill me, mainstream. Oh! But it's still counterculture, I would say, because we saw some people like in the balconies taking pictures. I was not happy because it wasn't a happy, fun.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
Embrace it. Embrace the weirdness. It's
and if
fun.
you don't, just be quiet.
Yes. Good advice.
You know what your mom says? If you can't say something nice,
say nothing at all.
At all. Smile and walk away.
But you can have a super good time if you embrace it.
Airplanes. So I feel like you are now prepared to just do your first con. Do it.
Do it. Don't be afraid.
Don't be. And it's fun. This one was a great first time because what did they say? 3,500 attendees?
35, which is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Ooh, the parade was so cool. We got to see so many.
Parade of all of the furries, and then the dance competition was fantastic.
And karaoke.
The karaoke was super fun. All kinds of music. There's dance music. People walk around dancing. Some people have those Beats speakers and they walk around with their own soundtrack.
Like that. I wish I had one of those.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And even walking around the streets, we went out to lunch. We saw furries walking around everywhere. Somebody came into the restaurant we were having lunch at, took off their heads, and
had a great steak.
Good for them. So really embrace it, because you can be freaked out that, you know, you might feel your kid is different or weird or whatever.
And you don't have to understand it.
Nope.
You don't have to feel it.
Nope.
Just embrace it and have a good time. Be there for your kid. Ask lots of questions. And guess what? You might see us. Look for MOF stations. If you see us walking around, come and ask us, because by the time we see you, we're going to know so much more because we ask a lot of questions.
We're going to keep learning. And listen, if you like this video, then please give us a like and a subscribe. If you have questions, ask them, and if we know the answer, we'll answer it, or we'll find the answer for you. And if you have a comment or something else you want to hear about, tell us, because we're learning as we go. But we want you to know, if you have a kid out there that has come to you and told you they are a furry or
furry, do you know what that means, Mom, Dad, anybody?
It doesn't mean your family is ruined.
It doesn't mean they're into some weird, kinky stuff that you didn't even think they knew what sex was.
You don't have to worry, and you're not alone, and it's not weird, and it doesn't matter what other people think. There's other folks like us out there that get it and want to know you, and you know.
And you might just find yourself with a pair of ears when you leave the car.
Or a tail.
Or a tail. Ooh, get a tail. We prefer the kind of mid-length ones. Less hassle, but still very, very cute.
Yeah, everything's a lot of fun. So just embrace it. And this is about 20 minutes, but I think that's a good starter video.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.